You know, there are times where I see something I want to do, and I want to do it, and I want to plan it. And then there are times where I say, holy shit, this is a good idea, let me try it. And usually that's me. Sometimes I have that spontaneous desire of doing something different at that very, very moment. I wasn't really planning on putting LEDs on this kit, but for some unknown reason, I just forced myself to do it either way. With that being said, this is what the kit now looks like with the wires now prepared. I have the LED here for this. I have it already fed through the hull of the ship all the way to the back. I made a little hole here so it sticks out. Remember, there's going to be a battery compartment back here, which I have to get. But of course, another thing arose where this part here, this is the green LED. It's the same thing as the white, except this is green. And I needed it for this, which of course would look ridiculous if it didn't have it. However, this green LED is way, way too powerful. Brights up a lot of the surface area. So I was trying to figure out what should I do, and then it just hit me. I've seen people put filters on their lamps so the color saturation, the white balance is not too strong. So I said to myself, why don't I put a filter on this? Not on the LED itself, in the inside of the clear part. So it shows it's illuminated, but not too strong, not too much, just enough to give it that added on effect. We're going to test that in a moment, but first things first, let me put this part here, which goes into place. And I got to make sure that these parts go in nice and smooth. Alright, that's fine. Yeah, I see it's lifting up. I may have to go back in and check it, but let's put this one on. This one I had to make sure that it fell into place. Oh, I'm missing a part here. Must have fell off. Come on. See, these are things where I'm more worried about. I put it in without realizing if it fell in all into place. So let me double check. Yeah, I see that one sticking out. It should be like that. And that should be like that. There we go. Now it's in. I hope this one I can get it in. Alright, so let me test this out so you guys can see this firsthand. I gotta position this properly. I don't know if I can do this with one hand, but I'm gonna try. Actually, I got a smaller one here. So we do that, and we do that. Ugh. All right. There's the beam. There's the wave motion gun effect right there, as you can see that. And then, of course, here's the housing for the observation deck. I had to use a strong copper wire to hold it up into place in the position that I want. So it's supposedly, and I hope this comes out right, because I had a hard time doing this properly. Get your ass over here. I may have to extend out the thing. There we go. I don't know if you guys can see that. The light is on, if you can see. So I don't know if the effect shows up pretty well, but it's still okay either way. No problem. Alright. That's a lot of work to put these LEDs on. Let's now move on with this kit. Okay, so I have the front part of the ship to the side so I can keep it, away from me while I work on the next section, and that's the rear section of the ship. And for starters, we're going to need this part here, which is the rear part, you could say, almost the rear part. And we take this part here, which is one of the support frames, stick it in through here like so. Then you take this, I'll line it up through here so it falls into place like that. And then you take this part and close it up like so. Now I have to figure out how this is going to work in a way in regards to the batteries that I'm going to put in, because that's going to take up this space. But I'm starting to see a little bit of problems here and there that's going to come along, and hopefully I can figure this out. For starters, like I said before, I need to get myself some sort of compartment where I can put either 4 of these or 4 double A's. Most likely I'll probably use triple A's, which is a lot smaller. Right now I have it connected together while I was testing the battery, but like 4, like one of those quad battery chambers that I can put in here and support it up. I'll put it here like that. So this is this completes this part. Put it over here. Then we need this, followed by the launching platform, which is ingenious in the series, where it had like a little catapult system where it launched the fighter backwards and then it went forwards. Let it sand it down a bit. Put it in through here. Don't open it up yet because you're going to need this part. Put it in like that. Like so. And then supposedly it looks like that. See? Nom nom nom. Alright, so with that there in place, we take this part and bring it down here. It should line up into place like so. There we go. Now, like I mentioned before, this section here had the engine, the main engine, which of course they omitted for this build, but I guess they couldn't do it exactly like the 1/1000 scale version. So with this in place, whoops. With this in place, we want to take this part here, put it here like so. I had to sand the sides down here. Then we take this, like I said before, this is to simulate the revolving fighter bay, and it goes down like this here. And then of course from under it, if you can get this thing to open, there we go, it's supposed to look like that. And then we have this part here, which happens to be the hangar bay for the 2 support fighters here at the secondary bay. Which again, ingenious idea. It should have more detail, but for purist models out there, I can imagine they're going to figure out something here. Next, you have this part. Now this is the actual clear part that holds the LED, which I did order. I'll have to wait until it arrives. And you have this part here, where supposedly take this, the actual thrusters, which I had to sand down a bit to the side, stick it in here, and let me see something here, because there is some sort of weird orientation, but I could be wrong. No, it's actually whatever orientation you want, but you could see the lining effect, where it's supposed to turn yellow, bright yellow, or orange, however you want to do it. And then, supposedly, this lines up with that here and here, and then you push it in like that. So it looks like this. Now that's kind of cool. I like that thruster look to it. Really nice. The last things you're going to put down here are the two secondary thrusters. And I had to use the sanding sponge to sand it down and wrap it around a bit. And then I got to figure out the orientation here, because I think that one goes like that. Didn't want to push it all the way in, because in case I need to paint, you know, I'll push it all the way in, because then I could always cover it up and paint the inside. There we go. Oops. I knew that was gonna happen. Get over here. Alright, so there we go. And then this part goes over here. This part goes over there. So it looks like that. Yeah, many people are probably going to tell me why don't I put an LED on it. You know what? I did enough work over there. I'll let the next guy do it, something better. And then put this one here. That's how the bottom part of the ship looks like. Alright, let's move on to the next section.